Good snap, the hold, the kick is up, the kick is good!
Will be a swing by Kramer, kept alive by Jalbert. Lucas with the attack off the side of the block for the kill.
Gazette, he looks to go off guard, tucks back inside to the A gap, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Harrington, angle, off a touch, diving, Dunbar, holy cats, wow!
Starcevic in the shotgun, play action, looking for man, has him down the field to his brother Starcevic for the touchdown. It's 31 yards. Jake.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Your Live Events production of North Dakota High School football. It is a Region 1 Class A matchup featuring the Ellendale-Edgeley-Kulm Thunder taking on the Northern Cass Jaguars. Playoff implications at hand for both teams. For one, seeding and putting themselves in position for a 2 or 3 seed going into the playoffs in a couple weeks. For another, fighting for their playoff lives. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Gunnarsson, excited to bring you some North Dakota High School Class A Region 1 football tonight from Northern Cass. The Jaguars playing host to the EEK Thunder. 6-1 the Thunder are coming in on this one. A road game for them, trying to set themselves up with an opportunity to have a shot at the 2 seed as they go into next week's game against Central Cass. Meanwhile, Northern Cass, things have to break their way. First and foremost, they have to win tonight in order to make sure other things can shake out for them to have an opportunity to play for a playoff spot in next week's season finale at Hillsboro Central Valley. We're going to hear from both coaches today on the pregame show brought to you by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with customer service you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from auto, home, crop, commercial, and benefits. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. We will take our first break of the pregame show. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Northern Cass Jaguars, Tyler Ukestead. You are watching North Dakota High School football on Your Live Event.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger, Cannon, and the 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and Seedex sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Now joined by the head coach of the Northern Cass Jaguars, Tyler Ukestead. Appreciate you joining me on the pregame show of our broadcast as you prepare to play EEK. The Thunder have had a phenomenal season so far, but you guys are right in the thick of things when it comes to that playoff race with the Region 1 standings as we get towards the end of the season. Second to last game of the year. Let's start with the opponent on the other side of the ball. What do you know about them? What is it about the Thunder that you are preparing for in tonight's contest?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of similar team to Oaks that we played earlier in the year. We know that they're physical farm kids down there in Ellendale-Edgeley-Kulm. So that's number one. It's just matching their physicality. They got a good running back, and that Caruth kid. He's a big kid, hard to bring down. And that Joseph Kramnik kid. Obviously, you gotta figure out where he's at on the field. If they need a big play, they're gonna go to him. So just kind of doing those things on the defensive side of the ball, and then finding a way. Kind of struggled the past couple games offensively to get first downs. We kind of picked it up a little bit in the second half of Thompson. And then Kindred, obviously, we didn't do a whole lot on offense. So just finding a way, getting back to the basics, getting back to what we do really well, and then finding a way to move the chains.
With the offense and the way that you guys play, getting back to running the ball, is this
typical for you guys running between the tackles, or are you trying to bust it outside? You had mentioned how they're physical, and sometimes we see teams try to counter that with some athleticism. Is that maybe the goal tonight for you guys, to see where your athletes can play? Or are you going to try to meet them head on, run an A-B gap type stuff?
Yeah, 100%. We love our outside zone stuff, and having Matthew Hoppy back this week will be huge. Had to sit last week due to an ejection at the Thompson game. Again, doesn't tell others the type of kid he is and the character he has. Just an unfortunate situation that we had there in the Thompson game. But having him back will be huge, and he has really good vision and is able to extend plays outside the tackles. But he's also able to bang that up and in between the tackles if we need to, and hit it there.
Yeah, and I'll add to this. It's an emotional game, right? We're all talking about teenagers here, and so in the moment to be like, hey, keep your head on straight can sometimes be tough. So I will echo that. The character of a young man shouldn't be, determined by one instance. So be that as it may, and now that he's back and he has an opportunity to be a little bit motivated and a little bit, hey, this is who I am. This is the kind of player I am as well. For you guys, as defensively, you think about, you had mentioned kind of covering those guys. Has there been anything specifically that you guys have really focused on outside of, tackling the athletes that they have, but has there been anything specifically defensively that we can look for in tonight's game?
No, just got some new faces out there. Carter Grandallen is gonna get the start for us at outside backer. Obviously losing Chris Hoyland last week against Kindred, that's a big loss to us. Chris has had a phenomenal year on both sides of the ball. But Grandallen, he did a great job stepping in and filling his role. So I'm excited to watch that kid. And then watching Gabe Steele and Hunter Kamet at corner. Keelan Munson also done for the year. Hurt his knee in practice of Kindred week Wednesday morning. So it's obviously another big loss for us. Big 6'4" defensive back and receiver. It's tough to lose, and he was starting to figure things out, and it was fun to watch this year. Keelan was, but seeing those young guys step up in those spots will be key for us.
If we're talking at the end of this one, Tyler, and we're talking about how you guys came away with the victory, what is it that you believe you would have executed on in the 40 minutes of game action or 48 minutes of game action?
Yeah, one is just trust in our run game and be able to move the chains that way, and then two is just being able to get completions, nice easy completions, receivers looking the ball in their hands, and moving the sticks that way as well. Trying to be balanced on in the run and the pass, and on defense just being able to stop the run game and make them air it out.
Well, it should be a fun one tonight. This is, like I said, the thick of the playoff race. We're going to be scoreboard watching during this one. You guys obviously just take care of business one game at a time and see where the chips may fall, but it'll be a fun one with you and EEK. And EEK, like we said, has had a great year. So appreciate your time on the pregame show, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you guys.
That was Tyler Euchstead, the head coach of the Northern Cass Jaguars, joining us here on the pregame show. It's the last home game of the year as well for Northern Cass, so there will be some seniors honored. And during the pregame show, some guys to talk about as well. But Matthew Hoppy, getting him back at tailback, then also at the middle linebacker spot is going to be important for this Northern Cass Jaguars team as they look to try and accomplish clinching a playoff spot over the last two games. They started this year 3-1. They've lost their last three games by a combined score of 107-36. At Lisbon, at Thompson, those are some tough losses. The Kindred game does skew it a little bit, a 51-0 loss last week at home versus Kindred, but Kindred's beating everybody in that fashion anyways. Nothing really to do in that sense. Kindred is a tough out this year. The Thompson game, losing by 6, 20-14. A little bit of a sting, and then the loss to Central Cass 42-20. But where things sit right now, they can still qualify for the postseason as long as they win out, and then things need to fall their way. With Oaks losing out, they would have the head-to-head tiebreaker with them. They both would end up at 3-4 in Region 1 play. Thompson would need to lose out as well. They would end up being 2-5, and then Lisbon would need to lose to Hillsborough Central Valley and beat Thompson in order for all of this to work together. So coaches will often tell you, hey, we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to control our own destiny. Very much not what is going on with Northern Cass. But the focus is here tonight against the Thunder, and a team that only has one loss this year. That loss, of course, coming a couple weeks ago at Kindred, a 34-0 loss to the Vikings, a game that we had a privilege to cover here on your live event. And we have the privilege to hear from the head coach of the the EEK Thunder, Garrett Irie, when we come back here on the Irie Insurance pregame show. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a four-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Your Live Event pregame show. Dan Gunnarsson here, joined by Garrett Irie, the head coach of the EEK Thunder, coming in with a record of 6-1 and a very important Region 1 matchup tonight against Northern Cass. You know, last time that we saw you, just a tough game against Kindred, but you rebounded nicely since then. And now, how do we continue the momentum, Coach, going into tonight's contest against the Jaguars?
You know, it's going to be a lot like it has been all season for us, where we're just really trying to take things week by week. You know, I've said it before, but like I said, this region is no joke. You got to be on your game week in and week out, and we know, you know, going up to Northern Cass or and getting ready to play those guys come this Friday night, it's gonna be a battle.
They are a team much like the other several teams below you guys in the standings, still fighting for a spot. Technically, they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. So how do you prepare your team, or how have you prepared your team for a group of individuals that is going to have a sense of urgency, maybe more so than you guys? And then maybe that's wrong to say, but a sense of urgency because, like, hey, the next phase of our season is definitely on the line tonight. We don't have next week promised for us.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And you know, we approached the team just like you said, just straight up and honest with them, and just said, hey guys, we're going to play, you know, a ball game with a team whose season's on the line. I mean, we got to be ready to go, and we have to, you know, focus in on what our assignments are and what our jobs are, and we got to, you know, win each individual battle and be ready to go, because we know they will be.
What did you guys learn in that defeat against Kindred about yourself, about where the team was at? First loss of the year, obviously. What good came out of that? I think that sometimes gets lost in defeats, but as coaches, as you know, there are silver linings to everything, and you're able to at least go, hey, here's where we can execute better. Where was that in the loss to Kindred?
You know, we found that in the little mistakes that we were making. You know, Kindred played a great game. Kindred's a heck of a football team, and but when we went in and we reevaluated the film and we slowed things down, you know, we showed the guys the small technique things that we stopped doing, and that you know, we kind of lost track of, and they ended up costing us some big plays and some opportunities to maybe have some positive things ourselves. So we kind of went back to the drawing board and we really slowed it down, and we just showed them, hey guys, it was just as much on things that we were not executing as it was, you know, plays that Kindred were making, you know, and I think the guys really saw that and were like, holy cow, we did have some opportunities that we kind of let slipped out of our hand by making mistakes, and you can't do that against a team as talented and deep as Kindred is.
2 more games left to go tonight, obviously being the second to last one. If we're talking at the end of this game, Coach, we're talking about a victory for the Thunder. What is it that you would have done well? What do you think you're going to execute on well in this game in order to deliver that W for your team?
Yeah. Well, offensively for us this year, it's always been establishing that line of scrimmage. You know, we fortunate enough to have some guys that are pretty talented carrying the football. So we got to lean on our offensive line and our running backs to help kind of set the tone for the game. And then on defensively, we have to do a good job of staying gap sound and assignment sound and keeping their running back in check. They have some really, really good athletes up there, and their tailback is going to be one of the better ones that we faced all season. So we got to come prepared, ready for that, and hopefully we can be up to the test.
Yeah, it's this game, and then it's Central Cass with an opportunity to probably look at a number 2 seed going into the postseason.
Yep.
You haven't, say let's automatically punch the ticket just quite yet, but we're right there, right? We're very close to getting you guys into that second phase of the season, and this is just a stepping stone with Northern Cass. So I appreciate you spending the time on the pregame show with us, and good luck tonight against Jaguars.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
That was Garrett Irie, the head coach of the the EEK Thunder. Nice enough to join us here on the Irie Insurance pregame show here on your live event. EEK, a little bit of a different story. They are in the postseason. The question for them is, where will they sit in terms of seeding? A win tonight would guarantee them an opportunity to play for the 2 or 3 seed. And it would also guarantee that they couldn't finish worse than 3 seed next week as they go up against Central Cass. That is the kind of big question for the Jaguars coming into tonight. The other question, obviously, is how will they rebound coming off that 34-0 win or 34-0 loss versus Kindred? They did well last week against Lisbon in their last home game with a 36-22 win, but the last 2 games of the year are against the Cass schools, Northern Cass to start, and of course Central Cass to finish. We'll do our best to try and monitor all those Class A, Class 9-man, Class AAA games from around the region. Most of these games kick off at about 7 o'clock. Central Cass, by the way, is at Oaks. EEK at Northern Cass, like we talked about. Kindred is at Thompson, with Hillsborough Central Valley at Lisbon. The theme, obviously, key here is that all your highly ranked, your 1, 2, and 3 in Class A Region 1, are on the road this week. They won't be doing much scoreboard watching from other regions across the state. Why? Because the 3 of the 5 best teams lie in their region, and those are the teams that are most likely going to be ones people are going to be looking out for. Killdeer, by the way, still undefeated as of right now, sitting at 7-0 overall, 5-0 in their region. They take on Beulah tonight at home. Some Class 2 scores that we can 2A scores we can update you on right now, with Horace up 14-0 on Devils Lake. That's a big one right there. Devils Lake, the number 3 team in Class 2A. Horace, the number 2 team. And then Fargo South up on Grand Forks Central 14-12. Both those about midway through the first half. We will take our final break of the pre-game show here from Northern Cass. When we come back, we will get you those starting lineups and some keys to tonight's contest between EEK and Northern Cass. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Dagelman Industries is proud to manufacture tough, high-performance equipment right here in North Dakota. From our industry-defining Pro-Till high-speed discs, bulletproof bulldozer blades, and our robust, heavy-duty land rollers, we focus on support and make the experience of owning a Dagelman unlike any other. Dagelman, engineered tough in North Dakota.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people So when they needed us, the call is answered.
We need to get the right protection to as many people as we can.
We need to protect as many as we can.
We will.
We don't give up. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Northern Kansas School District believes that every learner can change the world. That's why they provide a world-class education. Northern Kansas will commit to purposely build trust, develop authentic relationships, and engage in innovative practices which will empower learners to be choice-ready. Northern Kansas is dedicated and passionate about relationships, teaching and learning, self-reflection, acknowledging greatness, and support of the community. For more information, go online to northernkansasschool.org. That's northernkansasschool.org.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Dan Anderson back here on the Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the insurance protection you want with customer service you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote today. The seniors were honored during that pregame ceremony. National anthem is over, and the starting lineups ready to go here for both teams. We're going to start with the road team on the scoreboard, the EEK Thunder. We're going to look at their offense first and foremost, and we'll start at left tackle, wearing number 56. It'll be junior Drew Nishke. Starting at a left guard, wearing number 70. It'll be senior Greg Fuhr. Starting at a center position, wearing number 57. It'll be sophomore Seth Irie. At the right guard position, wearing number 60, it'll be senior Tucker Hahn. At the right tackle position, wearing number 55, it'll be Eli Klusman. The skill positions will go like such. At the wideout positions, wearing number 3 will be senior Joseph Cromlick. And wearing number 4, it'll be sophomore Brogan Young. The tight end, wearing number 21, will be senior Max Churlin. The fullback, wearing number 22, will be senior Damian Carlson. Running back, wearing number 26, will be junior Ivan Caruth. And the quarterback, wearing number 12, will be sophomore Drew Thorpe. Garrett Irie is the coach for EEK. They come in with a 6-1 overall record, 4-1 in Region 1. Leading rusher for this team, Ivan Caruth, 751 yards and 10 touchdowns. Leading receiver for this team in terms of yards is Joe Cromlick, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, 14 catches. And, of course, Drew Thorpe has thrown for 611 yards and 6 touchdowns. Let's get to the home team on the scoreboard. And right now we're going to look at your Northern Cass Jaguars. Starting at a defensive end position, wearing number 77. It is a 6'2 senior, Sam Nelson. At the nose guard position, wearing number 54, a 6'2 junior, Caden Williams. At the other defensive end position will be senior, wearing number 55, 6-foot Brody Gaston. Northern Cass plays a 3-4 defense, so the 4 linebackers will line up like this. Julian Lichtenberg, a senior, listed at 6'2 and wearing number 7, will be one of the outside linebackers. The other outside linebacker wearing number 5, a 5'11 sophomore, Carter Grandallen. The middle backers will be wearing number 33, a sophomore at 5'6", Trevor Lee, and a senior wearing number 9, 6-foot Matthew Hoppy. The secondary will go like this, wearing number 24, playing a left cornerback, a junior 6-foot Gabe Steele. At the right cornerback position, wearing number 3, it'll be senior 5'11 Jacob Ossie. The safeties, both free and strong. We start with Hunter Komet, wearing number 1, the 6-foot sophomore. He is at the strong safety position, while the free safety, wearing number 81, a 5'8 senior, is Matthew Metzger. Northern Cass, of course, coached by Tyler Eukstead in his 5th season with the Jaguars, who come in with a record of 3-4 overall, 1-4 in Region 1 play. Started out the season 3-1, but have gone 1-3 since that hot start to the year. This is, of course, the last game in Northern Cass for many of these seniors honored before the game. We're going to hear plenty from them throughout this one. As we think about the keys to this one, for Northern Cass, it's going to be looking to stop that stud athlete in Joe Cromlick, stud athlete in Ivan Caruth. For Northern Cass, It's going to be how many different ways can they get Matthew Hoppy the ball. That young man, a key to this team. As you heard in the pregame show, Coach Ukestead had mentioned he was tossed out of last week's game versus Thompson in a 20-14 loss in that one. Can't do anything about it now, but of course had that opportunity for him to stay in the game, been present. How different this game would have felt for the Jaguars at 4-3 rather than 3-4. A lot of things need to go right for them tonight in order to make sure that next week's game against Hillsborough Central Valley has some playoff implications. As it stands right now, they just need to worry about the Thunder. And they're going to kick off to start this game. So it'll be the offense for EEK to start things, while Northern Cass will start on defense, going from right to left or south to north on your screen. Appreciate you all for joining us in tonight's broadcast of Region 1 High School football. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. The playoffs are right around the corner. Some exciting things. We're going to try to keep you abreast of everything that's going on throughout the state, both of A, 2A, 3A, and 9-man football. A lot of good games out there this week. Friday Night Lights bright across the state of North Dakota. This one tonight underway here from Northern Cass. And kicking off for the Jaguars will be Brooks Crockett, the freshman, wearing number 12 as he tees things up at the 40. Thank you to Irie Insurance for bringing you our pregame show. Scoreboard will be brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. Nothing on there as of yet, and we are underway. This one is going to go into the hands of Cromlick. He picks it up at the 20, running into the mid, now back towards his sideline as he gets past the 30, past the 40, he's past midfield. He's still on his feet, dragging, or is at least pushed out of bounds well into Northern Cass territory. Joseph Cromlick with a beautiful return for for the Thunder, and great starting field position for Drew Thorpe and this offense. Going to pick things up at the Northern Cass 27-yard line. The Thunder in their white road uniforms. Puts a man in motion, does Thorpe. He's going to turn around, hand it off to Caruth over that left side. He's got plenty of room. Gain all the way up to the 19-yard line, so a gain of 8 on the first play from scrimmage. Second and short coming up here for EEK. Thorpe takes the shotgun snap, hands it off Caruth, up the middle, breaks through, tackles into the end zone, touchdown, just like that. A 19-yard carry for a touchdown for Caruth, and quickly into this one, 6-0 EEK with 11:13 to go in this first quarter. The extra point is up, and it is good, and that makes it 7-0 on your Dakota Heritage scoreboard. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Doing dbh.bank, go ahead and visit dhb.bank. That's Dakota Heritage Bank, your scoreboard sponsor. 7-0 EEK. Little drive recap for you. It was a short one. The kickoff returned all the way to the 27-yard line. 27 yards later, and just 2 rushes from Ivan Caruth. He is into the end zone for a touchdown. A drive that spanned a short 27 seconds. And just like that, the Thunder have come out with a purpose. So how does Northern Cass respond? As we've talked about at length in this one, their playoff lives are hanging in the balance tonight. And what a way for the Thunder to come out and punch the Jaguars right in the mouth. This one is going to be corralled in. looked to be by Julian Lichtenberg, and he is over that far sideline, and he's got room. He's finally pushed out of bounds. Pardon me, that's Matthew Hoppy. I apologize. Solid return for him and Northern Cass as the Jaguars will start at their own, looks to be 33-yard line. But a strong starting spot all the same. Be Hudson Reichel. He'll take the snap, turn around, hand it off. It's Hoppy. He's trying to go over to the left side, but there is no room to run. Eli Klusman ends up with the tackle. No gain on the play. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10. This is going to be a little bit difficult to read the numbers of EEK. Those yellow numbers don't shine so brightly as we are right at dusk here. Reichel takes it, pitches it to Hoppy over that left side. He's looking for room, looking for blockers. Has some room to run and then is driven out of bounds. About the 39-yard line is where he is taken out. They're going to actually mark him out at the 40. So a solid run of 7, I would say, on that carry. So it'll set up a 3rd down, and they're going to say 5 on the scoreboard. We'll try to stay true to that. We'll give it a 5-yard run on that one, although ball at the 40 and the original down marker back at the 33. We got to stop the clock here because the player did go out of bounds. Stopped at 9:56. 3rd and 5. Snap's taken. Looks to his left, throws to his left, and that one is almost intercepted on the outside. Jumping that route for the Thunder was Brogan Young. The intended receiver, Hunter Kemet, didn't really come back to the ball enough. Brogan Young drove on that, and the incomplete pass will cause Northern Cass to punt. Snap taken. Punt is away. Hoppy, a left-hand foot punt, very well put. Cromlick on the sideline, who is then driven out of bounds nicely over there by, looked to be Jace Arneson or Gabe Steele. Could have been even Trevor Lee, any one of those numbers. Regardless, a nice punt and coverage by Northern Cass as EEK will start at their own 30. 7-0 our score. 9:48 to go, first half. We'll see how Northern Cass responds after a 2-play drive that covered 27 yards and a touchdown for Caruth as Thorpe looks over the middle. The intended receiver falls down on the play. No flag, looked to be incidental contact. The throw was intended for number 2. We'll see if we can get a name on that young man. That's Toby Duncan, a senior. Didn't really see a lot of action in our game against Kindred. That incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Thunder. Young and Cromlick out to the wideout. It's going to be handoff to Caruth, and there is the Northern Cass defense wrapping up. Strong tackle from the group, led by Julian Lichtenberg. As a Zoe, it's going to be maybe a half a yard for Caruth. They're going to give them a 1-yard run, but it will set up a 3rd and 9, and that's kind of defense that, if you're Coach Eugstead, you're expecting. Tough to be put into a position where the return on that first drive put them at their own, I should say, at the Northern Cass 27, so the defense already up against it. But this time, good punt, good defense, good tackling. Caruth trying to get out of tackles, carrying some defenders, but really he's going to be 4 yards short of that first down after a 5-yard run. We'll set up a 4th and 4 for the Thunder. Great job, great pursuit by the defense. I got to imagine that EEK is going to be considering a punt in this situation. I'm going to put 3 in the backfield, along with the quarterback Thorpe, who does punt for them, and that's what he's going to do, a line drive punt end over end. Nobody back to return for Northern Cass, and this takes a Thunder bounce. Cromlich is there to down it up at the 18-yard line of Northern Cass. And that's where they will take over with 8:22 to go in this first quarter. Dan Gunderson with you. Quickly out of the gates was EEK, a 19-yard touchdown run by Ivan Caruth, put him on the board within 27 seconds of game time off the clock. Since then, a couple punts, Northern Cass, EEK, and now Northern Cass, their second drive of the game, and it'll be Reichel taking the snap. He'll play action, roll to his left. He jump throws. Nice ball. Has a man. It is caught out there on the right side. Running with it is Metzger. He's going to be gone. 82-yard touchdown pass for the Jaguars, and they respond in an emphatic way. What a pitch and catch as Metzger came from the left side all the way over to the right for the touchdown. Reichel finding him on a beautiful ball, by the way. Jump pass on that one as the extra point will be attempted here by Hoppy. No, they're going to go for 2. Pardon me, Reichel. Let me get my head straight. He takes a snap. He's looking to his right. Hoppy was in the backfield with him. He throws back of the end zone, and it is knocked down by Cromlich. So the PAT is no good, but the score is 7-6. EEK still holds on to a 1-point lead over Northern Cass on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We'll take a break. When we come back, the kickoff for Northern Cass. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and SeedX sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Dan Gutterson back here with you. Northern Cass, what a response on their second drive, an 82-yard touchdown pass from Reichel. I'm going to get that right. Reichel to Metzger to nearly even up the score. Northern Cass went for 2. That PAT was unsuccessful, and so Northern Cass does trail the Thunder 7-6, but you felt the energy, the momentum has really shifted to Northern Cass's favor after a great defensive effort on the second drive for EEK, and then follow that up with a big touchdown pass that took 13 seconds. And here we go. The kick is away for Crockett. It's going to be taken at the 30 on the far side. Much better coverage from Northern Cass that time as well. Couldn't get you a number on the returner for Northern Cass, but obviously designed for that one to be kicked away from Cromlich. It'll set up Northern Cass at their own 36-yard line, make that EEK at their own 36-yard line. So we've had a couple big plays in this game, some exciting back and forth. And we're just under 4 minutes in, or I should say, yes, under 4 minutes in to this one as Caruth finds a hole up the middle, carries it up to the 45, so a 9-yard run for Caruth. We'll set up a 2nd and 1. Now just getting past that 8-minute mark for these two teams. You'd expect some fireworks, but to the extent that we saw within those first 4 minutes, I don't think anybody could have predicted that. As Thorpe is under center. He's going to hand it off with the right side. Nice little cut in. solid run into Northern Cass territory. We do get clock stoppage because of the moving of the chains. I believe that is Damian Carlson who ended up with the carry. So Carlson, gain of 10 as he went from the 45 of EEK to the 45 of Northern Cass. So 19 yards on 2 carries gets the Thunder into the Jags territory, 1st and 10 for the road team. Thorpe and shotgun, he's got 2 left, 2 right. He's gonna fake the handoff. It's a read option to the left, big-bodied sophomore. Barrels through a couple defenders for a 4-yard run up to the 41-yard line. Drew Thorpe. Came into this game, 81 carries, 377 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Damian Carlson, by the way, 403 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's a 3-headed attack for EEK. They do not pass a lot. It's going to be a lot of rushing yards, and we're seeing another run to the outside. This one taken by Carlson again as he cuts inside up to the 30-yard line. And it'll be a gain of 10 and another 1st down for Carlson. He's had a couple 10-yard runs on this drive, and EEK moving the ball at will on the ground. Joseph Cromlick, the senior wideout, wears number 3. He is somebody to be aware of as well, an electric player. We saw what he could do on the kickoff return to open up this game. He is in the slot to the left, I formation. Now we're going to get a false start. Looked like either a right tackle or a right guard moved.
False start on the Thunder. It'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st down.
Referees here not wearing mics, so we're not catching numbers on that one. All for the better. We do not want to embarrass that young man's family, nor does he want to embarrass them. False starts happen. 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15, back to the 35. Thorpe, he'll throw to the left, has a man, but overshoots his intended target in Cromlick. He did have him in a little bit of one-on-one coverage. The incomplete pass, though, will set up a 2nd and 15. A little bit of a quicker pace, I would say, to this drive, the 3rd for EEK. We got a drive of 27 seconds, take 27 yards and a touchdown. We had a drive of 13 seconds, go 82 yards and a touchdown. So big plays or 3 and outs, and there's a hold. I thought that it was going to be a handoff up the middle to Caruth, but Thorpe, and I should say he held onto a ball, not a hold as in the penalty bit. He held onto the ball on the run. Gain of about 5 back to the original line of scrimmage at the 30, and it'll set up a 3rd and 10. Fooled me, fooled some as well. That ball just inside the 30. It's tickling the 29. But probably closer to the 30 than the 29. And since I like larger numbers on 3rd downs, we're going to call it 3rd and 10. Add to the drama of this one. It's going to be a pitch to the right side. It's Caruth. Cannot cut inside his block. What a play on the outside by the linebacker, Trevor Lee. What a tackle by Trevor Lee, the sophomore, knifing in behind the play as it looked like Caruth may have had a block to cut off of. Stomp for no gain, and it'll set up a 4th and 9. That ball now firmly on the 29, but again, Lee with a tremendous tackle coming in to make that play. Play clock to 2, to 1. They get the snap off. No, we are going to get a timeout from EEK. We will take one as well. 4:17 to go in this first quarter. An exciting matchup between the Thunder and the Jaguars. Thunder lead Northern Cass 7-6. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Dan Gunderson coming back from this timeout, brought to you by Bank North. Good sportsmanship is a valuable trait that goes far beyond the game. For Bank North, it's achieved by helping our customers pursue their dreams and financial goals while supporting and improving our great rural communities. It's values-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Big 4th and 10 as Thorpe takes the snap, has pressure in his face, throws it up to the right. It's a jump ball, and it's out over the hands of his intended target. An incomplete pass. Trying to get a number. Looked like Max Churlin, the senior out there. The incomplete pass will create a turnover on down. So a solid drive ends up netting no points for the Thunder. And Northern Cass will take over with 4:11 to go in this first quarter. Ball is spotted at their own 29. Shotgun snap, and it's going to be a pitch to the right, almost out of the hands of Hoppy, who's got a hop inside a tackle. Now he's breaking tackles from E. Kane. He's still running. What a strong run from Hoppy. And we get some pushing and shoving from these two teams. It's Caruth and Hoppy as that ball all the way up to the 38-yard line, so a run of 9 for Hoppy. Senior tailback for this team. Really didn't look like he had much of anything after the pitch from Reichel. Was a little bit high, but he cut inside one guy, broke a couple tackles. 9 yards later, it's 2nd and 1 for Northern Cass. Reichel takes the snap. He's going to turn and hand it off to Hoppy, who goes left to right. Now he's got some room past the 45 and tripped up there as he slides down at the 47-yard line. Gain of 8 on that run. And a first down for Northern Cass. Boy, we talked about in the pregame show, it was going to be for Northern Cass. How do you stop Caruth, Cromlick, Thorpe? On the offensive side, it was how do we get Hoppy going, and he has had a really good start to this game, but there, nowhere to run as he is taken down in the backfield. Couldn't get a number on that one. Might have been Bennett Giesler. But a loss of 3 on the run will set up a 2nd and 13.
Correction number 36, Bennett Giesler on the tackle for the Thunder.
Reichel, Hoppy in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Reichel. He takes it. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself over to the right side. He gets past the 50 into EEK territory. Taken down up at the 48 of Northern Cass. Gain of 9 on the carry. We'll set up a 3rd and 4 for the Jaguars. Got to imagine this is 4-down territory with where they're at on the field. On the positive side of the 50. Reichel. Oh, did he get somebody to jump? Yes, he did. I believe that flag is going to be on the Northern Cass defensive line. And the encroachment will move the ball 5 yards.
Offsides on the Thunder, it'll be 5 yards.
And it is a first down, so a big penalty.
First down.
Does move the chains. And Northern Cass now with the ball at the Thunder 43. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Reichel puts a man in motion. Takes it. He'll run to his left. That was Metzger in motion. Now he's looking for more room to run. Breaks out of a tackle as a flag flies. That tackle on the outside EEKs. We'll try to get a number there. Looks like number 21, so that's Max Churlin. Had him in the backfield for a loss. But the run went up to the 42, maybe the 41. I believe we're going to have a hold anyways. And it is a hold on Northern Cass. So the carry was for 2 yards. Nullified by the holding penalty, which will push it back 10, and will set up a 1st and 20.
It'll be 1st down and 20 for Northern Cass.
Clock. 1:27 to go in this first quarter. Been an exciting first quarter. If you're just joining us, Ivan Caruth, a 19-yard touchdown run. PAT was good. A couple drives later. Reichel to Metzger, an 82-yard touchdown pass. The 2-point conversion was no good, and that is why Northern Cass trails by 1. Reichel with the ball. He looks to his left, throws to his left, and there's Metzger again, his favorite target. He's got some blocks to the outside. He's back into EK territory, spins out of 1 tackle, and then taken out of bounds. Back past the original line of scrimmage up to the 41-yard line, so a gain of 12. I'll make it the 42, so a gain of 11. Gain of 11 on the pass, so you get all the penalty yardage back, +1, 2nd and 9 for the Jags with 1:06 to go. Yeah. Play clock at 20, so plenty of time for the Jags in this one. Pistol formation. Reichel takes it, turns, is going to hand off on a counter look for Hoppy, who bounces it to the outside, gets past a tackle and is taken out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Gain of 5. So we'll set up a 3rd and 4 for Northern Cass. Some substitutions being made here by the Jaguars. Not really any hurry with a minute to go in this first quarter. Couple runs to the near side. Again, 4-down territory has to be assumed here for Northern Cass as they sit inside the EEK 40. Reichel looks, he's got plenty of Jaguars in his face, just throws it up, and there is the interception for the Thunder. Just a disastrous play by Reichel, but right place, right time for Brogan Young with the interception. Big play for him as the Thunder were reeling a little bit, and the interception allows for EEK to take over at their own 26-yard line. Thorpe will take it, and boy, it looked like a little bit of some mismanagement as a flag just flies in. I don't know what happened there. Looked like that was a tough snap. I thought he almost went down to a knee to grab it. We'll see what the flag is. The run goes for about 1 yard, maybe 2, and it's a holding penalty anyways, so forget the run. It was an awkward-looking exchange between Thorpe and his center, Seth Irie. So that pushes it back to the 16. So not the way you want to start that drive, but more importantly, you're starting a drive without Northern Cass scoring any points. It was a 3rd and 4, and a blitz from EEK came really unblocked towards the quarterback. And so Reichel just kind of threw it up, hoping for something good to happen, and more times than not, nothing does in those situations as Thorpe drops back looking for some room and drug down on what appeared to be a quarterback draw by Caden Williams. The nose guard making a play in the backfield. Looked to me maybe a gain of 1 on the carry. As EEK does not have to run another play. It's about a 2-second difference between game clock and play clock. And it doesn't look like they will, and that will do it for the first quarter. An entertaining first quarter here from Northern Cass. The Jaguars trail the Thunder 7-6 at the end of 1. We will pause when we come back. The second quarter from Northern Cass High School. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a four-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Dan Gutterson back here with you. A 2nd and 19 upcoming. Northern Cass trailing EEK 7-6. Don't forget to stay tuned for our halftime show, brought to you by Hunter Insurance. 7-6 on the scoreboard, brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. Region 1, a lot of games going on around this region specifically, just around the state in general, but let's focus in. Right now, Kindred is up on Thompson. That one closing in on the end of the first quarter with your score 13-0 Kindred. Central Cass up 14-0 on Oaks with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score first quarter, Hillsborough Central Valley, and Lisbon. And that one just underway. 7-6 your score here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. EEK started this drive with 52 seconds to go in the first quarter, had a holding penalty and then a 1-yard run, and here we go to start the second quarter. Drew Thorpe and this offense. I formation for the Thunder. And we're going to get an encroachment penalty. Caden Williams made a nice play on the previous run, and then the 5-yard penalty for Caden Williams again. Still a down and distance that is off schedule for EEK, but any yardage helps when you don't have to run a play. Obviously happening there. It's going to be a handoff over the left side. Caruth, he's dragging defenders with him. Gets to the 30-yard line. We've got, I believe, an injured Northern Cass player down on the play. Helmet was lost for that young man. So he's able to grab his helmet, but he's going to have to come out of that game. Northern Cass players are told to stay in. Looks like maybe he has a bloody nose, and he's going to be attended to as he comes off the sideline. That's Sam Nelson, by the way, for Northern Cass after that helmet came off. More importantly, that ball up to the 30-yard line. Set up a 3rd and 6, handoff left side. Caruth, he can't go anywhere. The defense from behind making some big plays for Northern Cass. And that's Carlson, I should say. So it'll be a 4th down. And 4 for Northern Cass. See if we can't get that scoreboard corrected for you in a second. Meanwhile, 4th and 4, it's going to be Cromlick to take it. It's going to be a fake punt. Can Northern Cass step in front and make a play? They cannot. Cromlick first down, shoves a Northern Cass player out of the way and runs it up to the 45-yard line. So a first down for EEK to the 42 on that play. We're going to get a timeout for the Thunder, and we will pause as well. Your score with 11:02 to go in this first quarter, EEK 7, Northern Cass 6. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Dan Gunnarsson back here. That timeout brought to you by Bank North. Thank you to them for sponsoring our timeouts here tonight. We're working on those scoreboard issues for you as we speak. We'll try to get this thing back up and running. Meanwhile, it is a run around the left side for Thorpe as he is going to get into Northern Cass territory. A run of 10 on that play. First and 10. As they get up to the 47. It's going to be a handoff over to the right side. This is Caruth just barreling his way over Northern Cass defenders. Run of 15 up to the 33-yard line. First and 10 at the 33. 10:20 to go in this first half. There's a pass, a pitch out to the right side. It's Carlson looking for room. He's found it. He's well into Northern Cass territory, and he's going to be in for an EEK touchdown. That's Damon Carlson with a 33-yard run.
And it's a touchdown for the Thunder.
What a run for him. Strong run of 33 yards for the touchdown, and EEK is back on the board again. They extend their lead to 13-6. PAT is up and good. And with that, make it 14-6, the lead extended for EEK. We will pause. When we come back, a kickoff for the Thunder. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
14-6 our score back here on your live event following a 33-yard touchdown run for Damian Carlson with 9:52 to go in this first half. That drive consuming 3 minutes of game action. PAT was good. Like I said, 14-6 for EEK. Their second touchdown of the game, second rushing touchdown of the game, as the kick is going to go out of bounds. So an illegal procedure will be called now. On Northern Cass. Or I should say on EEK. So they're going to have them re-kicked. You can take it at the 35, or you can choose to have that ball re-kicked, and that's what Northern Cass is going to do. Just have them re-kick it. 14-6 our score, working through some scoreboard difficulties, so I appreciate your patience in that one. A solid drive, by the way, for the EEK Thunder. A big play on that one was a 10-yard run on a 4th down by Cromlick on a fake punt that got him a 1st down. That drive started at their own 26, so a 74-yard drive consuming 3 minutes. This kick is going to go end over end. It's going to be picked up on a hop by Northern Cass. They're returning. That's Metzger coming around the end. He's past the 30, past the 35, past the 40, and then taken down at about the 43. No flags in the play. So a good decision by Metzger, by Northern Cass as well on this one. So starting at the own 43-yard line. And a 1st and 10. Rachel, pistol formation, shotgun formation with Hoppy to his left. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off. Hoppy over that right side. Gets past the defender, past the 45, past the 50. Stiff arms the guys. He's drugging out of bounds into the EEK territory down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 13 on the run. And a 1st down for Northern Cass. So a good start to this drive for the Jaguars. They really haven't had a problem moving the ball. They have the interception that really hurt them on the last drive, which EEK turned into points. It's going to be handoff over the right side. We do get a flag as Trevor Lee that is, gets past the 40 up to the 37-yard line. So as it stands right now, a 7-yard run, but based on where the penalty is, this is going to be holding on Northern Cass, and we'll push them back 10 yards. Second holding penalty for Northern Cass. That did come into play in their last drive as well. A drive that was ended by a Brogan Young interception at the EEK 26. First and 20 now. Back into their own side of the 50 as the ball sits at the 46. Pistol formation, drop back. Rachel, he's going to flip it up, and it is almost intercepted by Brogan Young again. Looked to be setting up a screen for Hoppy. There was plenty of white jerseys in the area, too many for the black jerseys of Northern Cass to block. I don't know if that play would have netted any yards. Northern Cass really lucky to get away with that and it not be a turnover. Just a 2nd and 20 from the 46. Like I said, just really no issues moving the ball after that first drive. They had the 82-yard touchdown pass. We're moving the ball very nicely up until the interception was thrown by Rachel. A couple nice runs. So a 13-yard run. At the incomplete pass, obviously, the 10-yard penalty, 2nd and 20. Rachel steps up, beautiful job climbing the pocket, spins out of a tackle, but then is met head on by the EEK linebacker. I'm going to get him up to the 48-yard line. So, yeah, gain of 2. And it will bring up a 3rd and 18. That was an exciting run. Nice job by Rachel to climb the pocket. That looked well executed. Great fundamentals from the quarterback. Kept his eyes downfield. Got out of a sack, but the linebackers waiting for him. Really wasn't able to see the number. Like I said, these numbers for EEK, the further out you are, the tougher they are to identify. But the linebackers play there was done well. Now we get a timeout from Tyler Eukstead of Northern Cass. We will break as well. 14-6 our score with 8:29 to go in this first half. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Degelman Industries is proud to manufacture tough, high-performance equipment right here in North Dakota. From our industry-defining Pro-Till high-speed discs, bulletproof bulldozer blades, and our robust, heavy-duty land rollers, we focus on support and make the experience of owning a Degelman unlike any other. Degelman, engineered tough in North Dakota.
Dan Gooderson back with you here. Thank you to Bank North for sponsoring that timeout. Good sportsmanship is a valuable trait that goes far beyond the game. For Bank North, it is achieved by helping our customers pursue their dreams and financial goals while supporting and improving our great rural communities. It's values-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Big 3rd and 18 here for Northern Cass. I would say it's rather important to get a chunk of yardage here. I wouldn't say first down is a necessity, but I would say 10 yards would be nice, but we're going to get a false start and another 5 yards backwards for Northern Cass. So they'll set up a 3rd and 23. And now you're, instead of 10, you're looking at, hey, can we get 15 yards? Give us an opportunity on 4th and 8, because where you're at in the field, if you're in that position, you're most likely going to go for it. But this play really is going to determine whether or not Northern Cass even thinks about going for it on 4th down, and the run over the left side by Hoppy is going to signal to us that's going to be a punt coming from the Jaguars. So it's a 0-yard run and just a drive that had some potential. That's going to end in a punt. You had the hold, the false start, the incomplete pass that was almost intercepted. It was a tough drive for the Jaguars as they had the ball in EEK territory. Instead, they're going to be punting to them. This is a high punt that's going to land just on the other side of the 50. Takes a Northern Cass bounce. It's scooped up by Cromlick and then ran out of bounds at the EEK 38-yard line. $7:46 to go in this half. Second punt tonight for Northern Cass. EEK, Thorpe in this offense will hand it off over that left side and nowhere to go for the Thunder running back. To be Caruth on the carry. So no yards gain will stop a 2nd and 10. We saw this type of defense come to play in the EK's second drive of the game. Northern Cass also forced them into a turnover on downs. The last drive, though, consumed 3 minutes and 76 yards, I should say, for 74 yards for EEK. That it resulted in a Carlson touchdown. This time, a 2nd down run up to about the 41-yard line.
Caruth on the carry over the left side. Again, a 4 on the play. Brought down by Trevor Lee of the Jays. 3rd down and 6 for the
Going to give him a 4-yard run and set up a 3rd down and 6. Handoff, Thor, I should say direct snap. The running back still pushing, still moving the pile. He's going to get close to the 1st down marker. I'm going to say a gain of 3. Maybe make it a gain of 4. We'll set up a 4th and 2 for the Thunder. Thunder thinking that they're going to be able to push this one forward. Thunder looking to get him to jump. They can't. Thorpe will take it. Does he get it? I don't think he will. I think the Jaguars stopped him short. That's exactly where the near lineman judge is saying, and I believe that's going to be another turnover on downs. That's a risky play from EEK to try and run that on this side, on their side of the 50. And there is the Northern Cass defense standing tall and getting a turnover on downs. That was a risky play call to be on this side of the 50. Northern Cass has been able to move the ball. And now I have great field position with the ball sitting at the EEK 48. Pistol formation. Going to give it to Hoppy going over that left side. He's past the 45, cuts it up past the 40, all the way up to the 38-yard line. Going to be just short of that first down. Make it a gain of 9, so a 2nd and 1. Strong run from Hoppy. Pistol formation. Going to be a handoff to Hoppy over that left side. No, it's going to be a Reichel who's going to hang on to it. Oh, boy, almost another interception as Thorpe was able to jump the route on Julian Lichtenberg. Reichel, the sophomore, threw it out to him, incomplete, knocked down, and will set up a 3rd and 2. Coach Ukestead calling in the signs from the sideline with 5:20 to go in this first half. 14-6 your score. This has got to be 2-down territory for the Jaguars. The ball on the other side of the 40. It's going to be a handoff. Hoppy breaks through 1 tackle, dives forward. I think he's got the first down. Let's see. And they may have to measure this. I can't imagine that they are going to say, oh, they are saying 4th down. So a gain of 1 on the run. Boy, it looked like he had enough. So a 4th and 1. 4th and inches, really, for Northern Cass. Got a substitution as Jet Rixmeyer was the left tackle in for Sam Nelson. Sam Nelson came back in, but before we're going to make that snap, we're going to get a timeout with 4:45 to go in this first half. 14-6 your score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. They are sharing their heritage, sharing their future with locations in North Dakota, Minnesota. Check out dhb.bank. Let's get some scores from around the region. As we look at First Class A, this region won 21-0 Kindred, the lead over Thompson with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Central Cass is up 14-0 on Oaks with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still no score between Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Lisbon. That one in the first quarter as well. We'll get you more scores up to date here as we get into the halftime show, which is brought to you by Hunter Insurance. Meanwhile, though, it's a big 4th down play for Northern Cass. Oh, boy, he had the tailback lurch forward, and that's Hoppy, who has the false start. And instead of a 4th and inches, it'll be a 4th down and a long 5. And so Coach Ukestead with that ball now push behind the 40-yard line to about the 42. Got to imagine that Northern Cass is going to be looking to go for it here. Punting really doesn't do you much. They called a timeout their second of the half. 10 seconds on the play clock. They get the play in. Rachel takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself and nowhere to run. A loss of 3 creates a turnover on down and what looked like a very special opportunity for Northern Cass turns into a turnover on downs as the EEK defense steps up.
It's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Thunder at their own 45-yard line.
So EEK will come out. After that 3-yard loss and hand it off to the right side. The defense there to make a great play for the Jaguars. I believe we had a flag fly in, and there is one laying on the ground. as Carlson was wrapped up well behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of, looked to be 2 on the play. See what the call is. It's going to be holding on EEK, and that penalty is declined. So the penalty being declined means that should be a 2nd and 12. They should move that ball back. That was definitely a loss of yardage on the run, a loss of 3, in fact. So, and that's why if you're Coach Ukestead, you take the decline because it was a negative run of 3, and it will set up a 2nd and 13. It's going to be a fake pitch, and here comes Thorpe around the right side. He tried to get around the edge, but there to set it on the outside is Julian Lichtenberg. Lichtenberg, pardon me.
3rd down and 17 for the Thunder.
Great play by him on the outside. And a loss of 2 will set up a 3rd and 15. Back to pass is Thorpe. He'll throw it over to the left side. Boy, defensively, Northern Cass all over that one. Way to pursuit to the ball. First there to play was Carter Grandall, and the sophomore does a great job of holding things up. A gain of 1 on the play, but nothing else. So great response by Northern Cass to get a quick 3 and out. And a punt up coming here for the Thunder with just under 3:30 to go. Game still well within striking distance if you're the Jags, as Cromlick stands behind his own 25-yard line, getting ready to punt. Low snap, kicks it away. It's an end-over-end punt. That is going to be out of bounds up at the 34-yard line. That's where Northern Cass will take over with 3 minutes to go. Ball at their own 35. So we've had a couple turnover on downs on back-to-back drives for both EEK and Northern Cass, and now here come the Jags looking to strike on this opportunity. Boy, what a play by Julian Lichtenberg to make sure that on that end around, it looked like Thorpe had an opportunity to gain more yardage, but the tackle, the loss of 2, just a huge play to set up just an insurmountable 3rd and 15. Gives his offense an opportunity here as Hoppy takes it. Many tacklers around him. He just has nowhere to run. Gain of 2 for the Jaguars. And 2nd and 8. First 4 drives netted us 13 combined points. Had a 19-yard touchdown run by Caruth, had an 82-yard touchdown pass from Rachel to Metzger. It's been pretty quiet since then. A 33-yard Carlson touchdown run did allow for the Thunder to take a little bit higher, a larger lead as Rachel finds a man over the middle, gets a first down past the 45 to the 46 there. For the reception was Hunter Kemet. First time we've called his name. But a gain of 9 on the pass up to the 40, or I should say, yes, 46-yard line. So a 9-yard pass and completion. And the ball is moving. Shotgun snap. For Rachel. Man in motion. He'll take it. He'll hand it off to Hoppy coming over that right side. He cuts inside into EEK territory. Down at the 47-yard line. Get him a gain of 7 on the run. Set up a 3rd and 3, or 2nd and 3. Under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Northern Cass players moving. Still plenty of time, but urgency needs to be a factor here. As Crockett goes from right to left, sitting in the slot, and now Reichel looks to the sideline. Pistol formation. Still waiting. Everybody is set, takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to his right. Ball is caught and out of bounds, getting out of bounds. And there's the flag. Boy, I thought it might come in as the play tackle was a little bit late by Thorpe. Out of play, out of bounds. The catch and run, meanwhile, made by Jacob Osee. Got him a first down. And you're going to get a personal foul, late hit, out of bounds. The ball up to the 36. A gain of 10 on the pass play. And then add in a 15-yard penalty on the late hit. So that one is going to go all the way to the 21-yard line of EEK, pardon me, up to the 22 is where it will sit. So a 9-yard pass play, but still the 15-yard penalty. And it was late. He had the opportunity to let go. He threw him down. OC he did, that is. And it's great opportunity here for Northern Cass with a minute to go. End around to Metzger. He cuts inside the EK defenders. He's still running, but then he's still going. He's still running. Metzger's still on his feet and finally just slammed to the ground over on the Thunder sideline. Metzger just kept running and running and running, getting whirled around like he was on a merry-go-round. Going to be about a gain of 4 on that play as the clock hits 35 seconds to go in this one. Northern Cass needs to hurry things up. We're at 25 seconds. Clock is still running. No real urgency shown here by Northern Cass. Snap taken. It's going to be a fake handoff to Hoppy. Plenty of room for Reichel to look. He's looking. He's going to run it. It's past the 15 and then spins out of a tackle, dives forward looking for that first down. Then Coach Euksted's going to call that final timeout with 8 seconds to go. That run, meanwhile, up to the 15. I should say to the 14, I believe. Gain of about 6, or pardon me, gain of 4 on the run. A lot of activity for 4 yards. But you do have an opportunity here if you're Northern Cass as they call the timeout. 3rd and 2 coming up. 14-6 your score, 8 seconds to go. Here's how you can play this out. You can get the first down. Clock's going to stop as you move the chains. You can get up, you spike the ball, and then you have an opportunity to at least get your offense set and try to make a play from the end zone. The other way that you could look at this with 8 seconds to go and you're sitting just on the other side of the 15, you have an opportunity to make maybe 2 plays to the end zone. Ball is at the 13, but it has to be quick. 7 seconds, you maybe throw a fade. You can run 2 plays. You don't necessarily need the first down. And as you talk through this thing, the first down may even complicate things a little bit more. If you have the opportunity, and Metzger is probably your go-to guy on this, a fade route to the goal line, you throw it up, you let him see what he can do to try and get that touchdown opportunity, or something quick over the middle. Right now they've got Metzger wind way left. A lot of room to that left side as Reichel will take the snap. He'll look to his right, a quick throw and an incomplete pass, and that's okay. That actually might be better for Northern Cass, all things considered. That took about 4 seconds off the clock, but you still have now this opportunity. You kind of have it all laid out in front of you. And an extra set of downs really doesn't do much with 13 yards away from the end zone. You have the opportunity to at least throw it into the end zone for a chance at 6, which is a rare opportunity right here for Northern Cass that they need. And a timeout for EEK, so Northern Cass is going to have an opportunity to talk things over. This timeout, of course, brought to you by Bank North. Make sure to stay tuned to our halftime show, brought to you by Hunter Insurance. Hunter Insurance Agency is dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance requests from crop, hail, farm, commercial, and home. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com. Exciting game here between Northern Cass and EEK. The Thunder had a couple big runs from their two-headed monster of Damian Carlson and Ivan Caruth. Meanwhile, the 82-yard pass from Reichel to Metzger is the only score that Northern Cass has had up to this point in the game. They've been able to move the ball. They've had some good runs. The passing offense has shown up a little bit as well on this drive. That's something you can build off in the second half, but you would really like to, if you're Coach Eukstead, go into the locker room with points. And it's a prime opportunity right now with the ball sitting at the 13-yard line with 4.8 seconds to go. Buckle up. Here we go, end of the first half. Reichel stands at the 19, takes a snap, drops back. He looks. He sets up at the 25. He'll throw it into the air, has a man, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted by EEK. And that is how the first half will end. An interception. Unfortunately, can't see who that number is. But the end of the first half ends with a Northern Cass interception, or a thrown interception, I should say, that looked to be picked off by Brogan Young, his second pick of the game. 14-6, your score at the break. We're going to pause. When we come back, it'll be the halftime show brought to you by Hunter Insurance. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
So when they needed us, the call is answered.
We need to get the right protection to as many people as we can.
We need to protect as many as we can.
We will.
We don't give up. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip, while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we remain true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Northern Cass School District believes that every learner can change the world. That's why they provide a world-class education. Northern Cass will commit to purposely build trust, develop authentic relationships, and engage in innovative practices which will empower learners to be choice-ready. Northern Cass is dedicated and passionate about relationships, teaching and learning, self-reflection, acknowledging greatness, and support of the community. For more information, go online to northerncasschool.org. That's northerncasschool.org.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back. With an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill, you'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Dan Gunderson back here with you at the halftime show, brought to you by Hunter Insurance. Hunter Insurance Agency is dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance. Requests from crop, hail, farm, commercial, and home. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com. 14-6 our score here, as we have a couple of FM athletic teams participating in a contest at the halftime. EEK, the Thunder, with a 8-point advantage over Northern Cass. The Thunder came out right away, scoring from a mere 27 yards away. It took them 27 seconds. A kickoff return by Avon Caruth to the 27, by Joe Cromlick, really set up the Thunder on that first drive. It was a 19-yard touchdown run by Caruth that ended up giving them that early lead. The PAT was good. Northern Cass defense did rebound, got a 3-and-out, and right after that 3-and-out, the 82-yard touchdown pass from Reichel to Metzger over the far sideline. Just a beautiful ball, beautiful catch and run. Took all of 13 seconds, and Northern Cass was on the scoreboard, down 7-6. They went for two, were unable to make it. And then just some really just back and forth, some tough defense play. There was a couple turnover on downs in there. Northern Cass was moving the ball. In fact, had the ball at the 26, or I should say at the 36-yard line of EEK, but ended up throwing an interception to Brogan Young. He picked it off with 52 seconds to go in that first quarter. Ball set up at the 26-yard line for EEK. In fact, they started that drive with a holding penalty. They had a fourth down punt formation set up and ended up doing a fake punt. Caruth ran 10 yards for a first down as we got into the second half. A few more chunky runs after that, and then Damon Carlson, 33 yards away, ran it in for a touchdown, and the extra point was good to give them a 14-6 lead just underway in the second quarter. And from there, punts and turnover on downs, back and forth. Northern Cass at the end of that first half did have an opportunity to put points on the board. However, an interception in the waning seconds of that first half was thrown to Brogan Young, his second interception of the half, and Northern Cass came away without any points despite the fact that the ball was inside the 20 with just 4 seconds to go. 14-6 our score at the break. The Thunder looking to gain another victory. EEK, by the way, 6-1 overall, 4-1 in Region 1 play. What does a win do for them? Well, it secures at the very least a 3 seed coming up into the Class A North Dakota State playoffs. They could get as high as a 2 seed in those playoffs as long as they are able to beat Central Cass next week. And we assume Central Cass is going to go into that game with a 7-1 overall record. Right now, Central Cass up 21-0 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter over Oaks. Kindred, the top team in the state, top team in the region, 28-0 lead over Thompson. Another game of interest, this one for Northern Cass, it is Lisbon versus Hillsborough Central Valley. Lisbon needs to lose to Hillsborough Central Valley, as Oaks and Thompson are losing, which has advantaged Northern Cass. But Lisbon does need to lose to Hillsborough Central Valley. Northern Cass does need to win this game. But a loss for Lisbon and a win for Northern Cass would at least give them an opportunity to try and climb into the postseason going into next week. Right now, right at the half break, it is 7-6 the score. Lisbon leads Hillsborough Central Valley. Just to kind of read this to you again, a win tonight and a win next week for Northern Cass, along with Oaks losing out, Thompson losing out, Lisbon beating Hillsborough Central Valley, and Lisbon losing to Hillsborough Central Valley, but then turning around and beating Thompson on the next week. All of those things have to work out for Northern Cass if they want any shot at getting into the postseason. Right now, though, they have to take care of things in front of them, and the score not in their favor, 14-6 at the break. We'll pause when we come back. Some more scores from around the region. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Back here at the Hunter Insurance halftime show, 14-6 your score, the Thunder leading over Northern Cass. Let's take a look around the state in terms of football. Friday night high school football all over the state of North Dakota tonight. We start with Class 3A. Fargo-Davies up 14-6 early on in the third quarter of that game versus West Fargo. West Fargo-Cheyenne up 36-0 on Fargo North, that one at the break. Minot is up 32-14 on Mandan, that one right before halftime. We're late into the third quarter between Century and Williston. Century all over Williston, 42-6. Same with Legacy all over Bismarck, 26-14. That one just about to start the fourth quarter. How about Class 2A? Some big ones from around the region right now. Wahpeton is up 14-12 on the number one team in Class 2A, or Grand Forks Red River. That's big because the number 2 team in state, West Fargo Horace, just absolutely ran right through Devils Lake, 42-0 the score in that one. Horace with the victory there. Grand Forks Central and Fargo South in a battle with just under a minute to go in the fourth quarter, tied at 24 on the western side of the state. Jamestown up on St. Mary's 7-0 at the break. Valley City up on Watford City 20-6 at half, and 21-7 is your score between Minot North and Dickinson at the half. We'll just run through these scores for Class A and Region 1 one more time for you. Kindred is up on Thompson at the break 28-0. Central Cass up on Oaks 21-0 at the break. 14-6 obviously our score here, but also important to note, Lisbon up 7-6 at the halftime over Hillsborough Central Valley. Some other games of note, if we are to look, Langdon, Edmore, Munich, or the Langdon area, I would say, is up 21-6 on Park River. Actually, that one has gone final, so Langdon does get the victory 21-6 in that one. Also, Kildare at the half up big on Beulah 48-13. It would look like Kildare is going to go on to a 8-0 overall record, 6-0 in their region. They are one of the other 5 teams that have been ranked throughout the state. The 1, the 4, the 5 sit here in this region. The number 2 team, I believe, is Drake Animus, and I'm not seeing their game here on the scoreboard. They may not be playing tonight. In Class 9-man, you have New Rockford Cheyenne, the number 1 team, up 47-8 right before halftime in that one. Also tied for number 1 is Lemoore LM. They are up 48-0 on Sargent County at the break there. Shout out to our friends at Wymer Lidgewood. It's 8-8 at the halftime versus Hankinson. That's a big one in 9-man football, 6-1 versus 5-2. A fun game there. One of the teams receiving votes, undefeated North Border, trailing right at the break, 16-14 against Cavalier. Cavalier 5-2 overall in 9-man. Elsewhere, you have Central, McLean, and Linton HMB, a couple top 5 teams in 9-man football. It's 24-8 Linton HMB over Central McLean, 24-8 at the break there. That is a lot of scores to get you around the region, but some good ones ongoing throughout the state of North Dakota. This one, as the players have come out of the locker room and have just gotten their stretches underway, far from decided, as the EEK has a 14-6 lead over Northern Cass. We'll see if the Jaguars are able to mount a comeback in the second half, or if the Thunder can squash their playoff hopes in the next 24 minutes of game action. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger Cannon, and the 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and Seedex sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
We are back. Halftime is over. Thank you to Hunter's Insurance for sponsoring that halftime show. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, 2 quarters to go, and it is EEK kicking off to Northern Cass. They will start with the ball. We'll see what they will do with it as the third quarter is underway. This one is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and Northern Cass will start with the ball at their own 20-yard line. So offensively, Hudson Reichel and this Jaguars team was able to move the ball with a little efficiency throughout that first half, but turnover on downs and some interceptions stymied the drives for the Jaguars. Let's see if they can capitalize, or I should say finish off drives in this second half to try and get a victory over EEK. It definitely would be an upset both in the standings, but also for Northern Cass. When you think of the rankings, EEK is up there, either receiving votes or ranked number 5, as Hoppy takes it over that left side, breaking through tackles, trying to get to the 25, and does. Oh boy, a shoestring tackle as Hoppy was almost able to break it for more. A solid run to start. Gain of 7 up to the 27, so it'll set up a 2nd and 3. Pardon me, as an 8-yard run, so it'll set up a 2nd and 2 as Reichel. And the shotgun will take it. We'll pitch it to the left, and that's Hoppy going to the wide side, trying to find his blocks, cuts it back, tries to get to the 30, which is where the first down is located at, and he's marked down right at the 28. So no gain on the run. We'll set up a 3rd and 2. Hoppy was brought down in his tracks. Good pursuit by that Thunder defense. Here comes a 3rd and 2, a critical 3rd and 2 early on in this one. Just under a minute of action has gone by. You say critical, it seems a little bit exaggerated, but Northern Cass, the way that you ended that first half of the interception near the end zone, you want to keep this offense rolling. Feels like they have a little bit of momentum on their side. And they're going to try and get past the 30. Hoppy is able to do that. I believe he is anyways. Boy, it looked like he had enough. And yes, they will give him the first down. So the 2-yard carry moves the chains, and a first down for the Jaguars. The drive continues. Substitutions offensively for Northern Cass. Taking their time. Hudson Reichel leading this offense. He's in a pistol formation with Hoppy right behind him. He stands at the 25. Takes the snap. We'll hand it off up the middle. Hoppy's got some room. He's going to be thrown forward to the 35-yard line. So give him a 5-yard carry on first down. Solid run for the senior running back. He has been persistent tonight, trying to find some openings in that. Thunder defense. There hasn't been many of them in tonight's game. Pistol formation, they put Hoppy in motion to the right, and it's going to be a throw to the right, but that throw is low and incomplete. Not entirely sure if Hoppy had much room to maneuver had he caught that ball. Looked to me like he had some good defensive coverage out there. Brogan Young, the corner, with 2 interceptions tonight for EEK. Was there to make a play. Fapia caught that ball. Here we go. 3rd and 5 now for Northern Cass. 2 to the right of Reichel as he looks that way, looks to his left, throws the leg up a few times. Man finally goes in motion. And now we're going to get some flags. I believe we're going to get a delay of game, and yeah, that's going to be the call. Jacob Osee. Reichel was waiting for him to move from right to left. He never did it. So Osee will go to the far side, and a 5-yard penalty on the delay of game. Set up a 3rd and 10. Shotgun formation. Reichel takes a snap, rolls to his right. He's got protection on that right side as well. He's looking for somebody, and then he just throws it away. Looking to get it to Osee. We've got an injured player on the play. Looked like Hudson Reichel was actually hurt on that play as he was holding his hands. Comes to the sideline, shaking out that right finger. I believe he was hit on the throw as well, so it looked like an awkward throw as he threw it out to the right. And a great defensive stand by the Thunder will create the punt from Hoppy. A great kick as he gets it to the 36-yard line. That's where Cromlich will come up with it on his near side. The speed of Cromlich drives it into Northern Cass territory. He is taken out of bounds up at the 35-yard line, 40. Trying to figure out where they got him at. The 44-yard line of Northern Cass. So EEK starts with great field position with 8:49 to go in this third quarter. It's going to be a handoff coming around that left side. Good defense by Hoppy on the outside. Trying to get some movement for Max Churlin. Gain of 2 on the carry. Hoppy, nice play. Defense really needs to stand up and stand strong here because it's more great field position for the Thunder. Got to keep this within striking distance if you're the Jags. Shotgun formation. Thorpe will take it. He looks to his right now. It's going to be a quarterback draw, and he's past the 40, and he's past the 30. He's past the 20. It's a foot race to the end zone, and he's finally taken down at the 5. Runs over a defender for Northern Cass at the 5-yard line.
38-yard gain on the play, brought down by Gabe
30.
Jaguars. We've got an injury timeout.
A long run for Thorpe, and he laid the wood. Thorpe is no small man himself, listed at about 6'2" or 5'10", within that range. Couldn't see who the young man was that got ran over at the 5-yard line. But the run, still of 37 yards, gets a first down and goal for the Thunder. And right now that young man is still down. We will pause in this moment as well. Your score with 8:03 to go in this third quarter. The Thunder 14, Northern Cass 6. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a four-year school, and I'm gonna be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Gabe Steele, the injured player for Northern Cass, able to walk off under his own power to the sideline. The 37-yard run sets up a 1st and goal. It's going to be a handoff over the right side, still trying to turn, and a touchdown for the Thunder. To be Cromlick on the carry as he gets the touchdown of a 5-yard run. With 7:45 to go in this third quarter, the extra point is up, and it is good. 21-6 your score. The Thunder have extended their lead. A strong drive for their opener in this second half gives them a 15-point advantage. We'll take a break. When we come back, the kickoff from Northern Cass. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
7:45 to go in this third quarter. EEK has extended the lead to 15 points. Truly 2 scores for the Thunder. That was a Cromlick 5-yard touchdown run for the senior. Well, they got to there, though, a big 37-yard run by Thorpe, as he did a number on Gabe Steele right at the 5-yard line. This kickoff is going to be taken by Hoppy, it looks like, as he is ridden out of bounds. Look to be at the 32-yard line, which is where Northern Cass will start from. We're going to have a change, I believe, at quarterback as well for Northern Cass. Well, maybe not. Looks like Reichel is back in there. Thought Hoppy potentially was going to be coming in at quarterback. As it stands, he will stay in the backfield, so offense will stay how it should be with the ball sitting on the 32-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Hoppy, looking to move over that right side, and he cannot. Thorpe has put his impression on the game, a 2-yard loss on the carry. Drew Thorpe, big run of 37 yards, a big tackle coming up from his middle linebacker position. Linebacker position. This is a 4-3 traditional style defense with the 3 linebackers. You've got the 3 in the secondary. 4 in the secondary, I should say. A 4-4 defense. 3 in the secondary for the Thunder. Up 21-6 on this one. Pistol formation. It's going to be a play action. That's going to be a throw back to Hoppy. He's going to try and cut inside some blocks. He's breaking through some tackles and then gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So a gain of 2 on the pass. And it'll set up a 3rd and 10. So the Northern Cass offense hasn't been able to do much in the handful of plays that they have run so far in this one. Steele, by the way, is being given back his helmet. So it's potential that that young man might be able to come back in. But what Northern Cass needs right now is him to stay on the sideline so that they can get this offense rolling. All right, Shaw will take it. He'll look. Pressure is up the middle. 3, maybe 4 Thunder there, and he just has to throw it away to avoid any kind of issues. So the incomplete pass will bring up a 4th and 10, and Northern Cass will have to punt. As I assume they're going to punt. This formation would indicate they're going to go for it. So Rachel drops back, and no, they're going to throw it. They got a man open on their outside at the 40, and no, short of the first down, up to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 7, as Lichtenberg was the receiver that took the play up to the 42, 41, I should say. So gain of 7. But a turnover on downs. And EEK will take over in Northern Cass territory with 5:59 to go. With the ball sitting on the Northern Cass 41-yard line. Here come the Thunder. Boy, a score here would feel like you're putting it out of reach, and Thorpe is on the run again and just running over defenders in the secondary. This time it's Metzger who's on the back end of that run. Up to the 30-yard line, so a gain of 11 on the run. And they're rolling. Northern Cass, Jaguars. Defensively, they got to come up with a stand here. Just under 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's going to be a run to the outside to the left of Thorpe as he ducks inside. Looked like maybe an option look as he had Churlin running with him. He cuts inside up to the 25, so a gain of 5 on that run. It's been the Thorpe show in this second half. Well, Cromlich has the touchdown run. Thorpe has got the 37-yard run that set it up on their first drive, and now a couple of nice carries. He had a nice play defensively as well. The sophomore quarterback for the Thunder. He's under center. I formation. He'll take it. He'll hand it off left side. Looks to be Carlson who can't get away. Nice tackle by Metzger on the outside. That's Caruth, I should say. It's going to be a loss of 1. So we'll set up a 3rd down and 6 for the Thunder. Nice job by Metzger to cut in there and get the tackle for the loss. 3rd and 6. Northern Cass. Got to assume you're going to go twice here. If you're EEK. Northern Cass defense has to assume the same. A negative play would be huge. It's going to be Thorpe on the right side. A student body right. He's got plenty of blockers in front of him. A flag does come flying as Thorpe dives into the end zone from 25 yards out, but I'm guessing with where that flag was thrown, this one is going to be coming back. And it is a hold against the Thunder. So the 25-yard touchdown run goes for naught as Thorpe looked to have had his first score of the game. But the ball will be pushed back. Depending on where the flag was thrown, I think they threw it right at that line of scrimmage. So, yeah, they're going to walk it back 10 yards from the 25. So, it will be 3rd and 15 from the 35-yard line. Northern Cass looking to stand strong. Down 21-6 on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Thorpe under center will fake the handoff. He'll look to his left. He'll throw to his right. He's got Cromlich who goes up, makes the catch at the 10-yard line, then gets out of bounds. What a beautiful pitch and catch as Cromlich comes down with it. Great job by him right on the sideline to get not one, but it looked like both feet in bounds. That one counts not only in high school, would have counted in the pros as well. A 25-yard pass play and a 1st down on a 3rd and 15. That young man is a heck of an athlete. It's going to be a handoff over the left side, and it is going to be a touchdown Thunder. An 11-yard touchdown run, or I should say a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Thunder score yet again. I think that one was Carlson on the carry. Point after is up and good. Make it 28-6. The Thunder back-to-back scores on back-to-back drives to extend their lead up to 22 points with 3:33 to go in this third quarter. We pause when we come back. A kickoff from Northern Cass. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing.
Back here in Hunter, North Dakota, officially is the address of the Northern Cass School. 28-6 our score. The Thunder have really broken it open here in this second half. Back-to-back scoring drives for EEK have made it 28-6 as the kickoff goes end over end. It is taken at the 15, and it's going to be a pass back from Lichtenberg all the way over to Metzger, and then it goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And that is where Northern Cass will take over. So nothing really in this third quarter has gone right for Northern Cass. Somebody better grab the tee, I think, is what one of the referees is pointing out. Actually, ball went out of bounds at about the 19, so that is where Northern Cass will take over from with 3:27 to go. Looking for something positive here. Down 22. Shotgun formation. Snaps taken, turnaround handoff. Hoppy's got some room over that right side, and then it's quickly collapsed in on by the Thunder defense. So it looked like a promising run, ends up just being a gain of 3 on the run. And we'll set up a 2nd and 7. Right now, some things are getting decided across the Region 1 landscape. Lisbon has jumped out to a 15-6 lead over Hillsborough Central Valley. Meanwhile, it's 44-7, Kindred up. As Rachel's got a pass over the middle. He's got Metzger again. Metzger, did he come down with it? No. Great defense on the outside. And guess who? Brogan Young yet again for this Thunder defense. Brogan Young, the sophomore, a couple interceptions, some big plays defensively in the secondary. That young man has had a game defensively. (44-7) is your score with Kindred up on Thompson. 21-0 at the half. We haven't got an update from Central Cass to Oaks. Northern Cass looking to cut into this 22-point lead. Might be a lot of passing from here on out for the Jaguars. Down 28-6 is the drop back, looking to pass, some pressure. Lichtenberg has to try and get out of it and cannot. He's ridden down at the 10. A huge sack for the Thunder. And the sack is a loss of 12. And a 4th and 20. 4th and 19 for Northern Cass as Rachel has been beat up this second half. Couple incomplete passes, turnover on downs. He's felt the pressure in the backfield. Punt from Hoppy as he takes it. Boy, he gets rocked as he got rid of it. And that's going to be a flag as Crumlick comes up with it at the 40. I don't believe the ball was tipped. So if that's the case, this might be a roughing the punter, and if that's in fact the call, I want to say personal foul, 15-yard variety. We restart the downs and Northern Cass hangs on to the ball, but there is a discussion. I think that penalty goes away if the ball is tipped. Let's see here. And they might be waving it off here, and they are waving it off, and so the best indication, as Coach Euksted's looking for an explanation, my guess is that their discussion was about the ball. If the ball is tipped, then you can run into the punter. That is because the ball kind of, disengages the call of roughing the kicker. And I believe that's got to be the reason that they picked up the flag in the end zone. And so EEK will start with the ball at the Northern Cass 41-yard line. Put Cromlich in motion. He'll take the handoff over that right side. He cuts inside. A flag is thrown away, but Cromlich is running free in the secondary all the way up to the 22-yard line. So a run of 19 yards, but will it stand is the question. It will not. It's a holding call on the Thunder. And so that very nice 19-yard run is negated with the holding call. And that one will push it back to the 49 of EEK. And a 1st and 20 for the Thunder. Thunder and Central Cass. We're going to set up a barn burner next week. A couple of 7-1 teams, potentially. Thunder, it's a little screen up the middle. Greatly executed by the Thunder, and room to run on the left side. It's Carlson. He's got a block in front of him. He's taken down inside the 10, up to the 8-yard line. Gain of 43 on the pass play. First and goal from the 6, pardon me. That's a 45-yard pass play. And a 1st and goal for the Thunder. We turn around, hand it off. Caruth, he's spinning out of tackles, but spun into some more, and he's dropped for what looked to be a 1-yard loss on the play. So 2nd and goal for the Thunder with under 40 seconds to go. They're going to have to get one more play out before the end of this quarter. The play clock, the game clock, having about a 7-second differential. It's going to be Thorpe. He's going to throw to the right. Cromlich, he's going to try to dance around some defenders. Cannot. Northern Cass pursued that very well, and he is driven back again. Did the ball come out? Northern Cass is saying it did, but I believe the play was blown dead before that ball came out. And that is the final play of the 3rd quarter as Northern Cass, as their backs against it at the end of 3, trailing EEK on our Dakota Heritage scoreboard 28-6. When we come back, 4th quarter action from the Northern Class High School field. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Dagelman Industries is proud to manufacture tough, high-performance equipment right here in North Dakota. From our industry-defining Pro-Till high-speed discs, bulletproof bulldozer blades, and our robust, heavy-duty land rollers, we focus on support and make the experience of owning a Dagelman unlike any other. Dagelman, engineered tough in North Dakota.
(28-6) our score. It'll be a 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line for the Thunder. Started this drive at the Northern Cass 41 with 1:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. 45-yard pass play to Carlson set them up on that 1st and goal. Carlson had a 10-yard touchdown run. Cromlich had a 5-yard touchdown run in that 3rd quarter, getting us to this 28-6 4th quarter starting score. EK extending that 14-6 halftime lead with a couple of touchdown drives on both of their offensive possessions in that 3rd quarter. That's your scoreboard update. The scoreboard brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Check out dhb.bank. Make sure to stay tuned as well to our Player of the Game interview brought to you by Enbridge. We'll name a player of the game, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to them during that post-game show. Right now, with the way things sit, the Thunder primed to be that team as Thorpe will run to the right side. He's looking for some room. Thought about pitching it back to, I want to say, Carlson. He is driven out of bounds. Ball ran to the 3, so a run of 6. So it'll be a 4th and goal here for the Thunder. Northern Cass looking for the hold. Moving defenders around. As Thorpe will take it. He'll run to his left. He's looking. Oh, what a play as Hoppy comes in. It gets the tackle for a loss. Hoppy with a huge blitz, untouched to the quarterback. Throws him down back at the 10, a loss of 7 and a turnover on downs. What a play by Hoppy. He's not done. Still got plenty of energy. He feels like Northern Cass can put something together in these final 11 minutes and 50 seconds. They've got 90 yards to go to Pater. But that play does give them plenty of energy. Rachel standing at his 5. Puts Hoppy in motion. He looks to his left. He'll throw to his left. It's caught by Metzger, who is quickly wrapped up around the 14, dives ahead to the 15, so a 5-yard pitch and catch. And he'll set up a 2nd and 5. This is the one thing that with being down 22, if you're Northern Cass, you got to work with urgency. You've got to work with pace. And the calls have got to come in quickly as Ukestead giving the signals from the sidelines. Offensive players look at their armbands, get set. And ready to go. Rachel takes a snap, drops back, looks to his left, looks to his right, looks over the middle, has a player, and it's caught over the middle. Nice catch and brought down at the 29-yard line is one Brooks Crockett. The freshman makes the catch up to the 29. So a gain of 14 on that pass play. It's the first time that we've heard from the freshman tonight. The young man, listed at 5'11", 180 pounds, finding an opening in the middle of the field. Call coming in from the sidelines. Everybody looks at their armbands as we are a minute into this drive. Ariel takes the snap, drops back, has good protection, rolls to his right, looking, stops, throws, and incomplete. He was looking for Lichtenberg on the Lichtenberg out on the far sideline, and it will bring up a 2nd and 10. When we look at Northern Cass in general, and they had their senior night tonight, plenty of seniors on this team, obviously. When you start talking about what the future may hold, Crockett is very much a part of it. He's out there in the green shoes. It's a look to the left. There is a man in Hoppy that is open who makes a catch at the 40, sheds a tackler but cannot shed a second one and is brought down there. Brogan Young almost came up with another interception. Pass play, by the way, goes for 11 yards and a 1st down to Hoppy. Right at the 40. Brogan Young broke on that ball and was just about a half a second late from picking that one off. Crockett, like we mentioned, a freshman. Rachel, a sophomore. Future's bright for those two here at Northern Cass. Crockett wearing the lime green shoes as it's a run out to the left side with Hoppy. A flag flies near the 40. Not always a great sign as Hoppy is pushed out of bounds up at the 46-yard line. Make it the 47, so it was a gain of 7, but I don't know if this one's going to stand. Getting a number. Penalty is holding, so it'll go back 10 yards. Ukestead calling out the plays. Everybody getting set. because Hoppy went out of bounds. The clock doesn't run. Stopped at 10:06 to go. Reichel with running back in the backfield for him. Looks to the right side, calling out a blitz. Takes the snap, looks to his left, throws it over the middle, and that is caught by Lichtenberg and brought down at the 36, so gain of 6 in the pass play. So we got a 2nd down and 14. Play is coming in. Everybody getting set for the Jaguars. Reichel takes the snap, drops back, throws to his right, and it is caught by Crockett, who cuts inside, gets back to the original line of scrimmage and more as he gets up to the 43-yard line. Gain of 7 on the pass play. We'll set up a gain of 6, so we'll set up a 3rd and 8. But taking it chunks at a time. Clock down under 9 minutes. Ball's still on the Northern Cass side of the 50. Started at their own 10. Reichel will take it. He'll throw it to the left, and it is incomplete. Would have been well short of the 1st down anyways. The intended receiver is Jacob Osee. So 4th down and 8 for Northern Cass. If there's any real hope for the Jaguars, got to get a 1st down here. 8:44 to go. 3 to the left, the Reichel, 1 to his right. Screen left is the call. That's not exactly the play as Reichel is running around the backfield looking for somebody. He throws it out to that right side, and it's going to be well out of bounds. Incomplete. Turnover on downs for Northern Cass, and the Thunder will take over at the 43-yard line. Boy, that holding penalty really hurts in this instance as Thorpe will take over with 8:33 to go. It's going to be a handoff over to the left side. Carry of about 2. We'll set up a 2nd and 8. And the Thunder will be content with just milking this clock as much as possible over the next 8 minutes and change. Slowly into the huddle, slowly out of the huddle. Under 8 minutes to go by the time they snap this thing. It'll be close to under 7:50 to go, I would imagine. As Thorpe is staring at the play clock, it's going to be a pass. He steps up and he's going to throw. It's a bit of a duck, and it is intercepted. Yes! Metzger picks it off at the 20. So a big play from Metzger there with 7:45 to go. A little bit surprised that the Thunder decided to throw. With the clock and the score on your side, there seems to be all the opportunity just to melt this one away, but Northern Cass will take over at their own 21-yard line. First interception thrown by Thorpe. 7:45 to go. Reichel will take it. We'll fake the handoff to Hoppy. He's looking, and he'll bomb it over the middle to Metzger. There's got to be a flag somewhere, right? Yeah, there it is. And the second play comes out. It looked like Cromlich had come in a little bit aggressively from the safety position. Potentially could have been Brogan Young. Metzger, that was the same type of play they ran for the touchdown of 82 yards earlier in the game. He was running free in the secondary. Started to drift back at about the 40-yard line and then was ran into by the defense right as the ball was arriving. I can't imagine that the discussion is going to be much about picking this one up. That's clear pass interference. And there it is. So
Pass interference is called on the Thunder.
first down for Northern Cass.
The result of the penalty will be a first down.
First down. So in high school, it's a 15-yard penalty, much like it is in college. It's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL. So this one will go up to the 36 and a first down for Northern Cass. $7:39 to go. Fourth quarter, Rachel standing at the 30. Takes the snap, turns, fakes the handoff, looking. Has a guy over the middle. It's Oshie off his fingertips. Incomplete. I really like that route and the way that it kind of floods the secondary. Looks like you have Lichtenberg on the right side, kind of running the shallow cross, if you will. The middle cross running by Metzger draws in the safeties over the top. Those safeties. Looks like it's Cromlich tonight. Walker Miller in there as well. Brogan Young following those defenders, but once you get those safeties to come in, OC is floating behind him and had an opportunity as that one came off his fingertips. This is going to be a little bit of a jet pass to Metzger, and he's ripped down at the 34-yard line, so a loss of 2 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 12. 7 minutes and change to go in this game. The Jaguars have at times moved the ball very well tonight. More often than not, it has been a frustrating night offensively. It's going to be a handoff over to that right side. Left side. Hoppy breaks the tackle past the 40, cuts it inside past the 45, and then still up when he is put out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So a gain of 14 when they needed 12. So a nice run over to that left side for Hoppy. Sets up a 1st and 10. 6:41 to go. Final in Thompson, by the way, 21-13. Your final, Kindred gets the victory. Shotgun formation. Rachel looking, and he just throws it up, and it is it going to call it an interception? No, yes, they did. The interception is called, picked off on the play by Eli Klusman. Confusion on that as Coach Ukestead is saying that one hit the ground. And the referee right on his sideline is saying, nope, I got a catch on that one. So the interception thrown, picked off at the 42-yard line of Northern Cass. Eli Klusman with the play. So 6:29 to go. It's going to be run. Carlson over that left side. He cuts it inside, cuts past the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. It'll be about a 14-yard run for Carlson. And EEK now, I would be shocked if they even aired it out. Last time they did that, it was a Matthew Metzger interception. And that clock will continue to melt away as we get to the halfway point of this 4th quarter. The Thunder looking for that exclamation point. And the I formation. Going to be a pitch and then an end around. No, it's a fake end around as Carlson hangs on to it. Sheds a tackler, cuts inside another one. He's shedding tacklers, still on his feet as he reaches for the 6. Carlson, a 20-yard run on that one as he got up to the 7. So we'll set up a 1st and goal for the Thunder. Carlson, another man that we'll be talking about for that player of the game opportunity. Him and Caruth, Cromlick, Thorpe, they've all done a fantastic job since we've gotten into the second half. This one is Caruth up the middle, and he is going to be short of the end zone by a yard, gain of 6 on the run. So just a moment of time here before EEK is to punch it in and close the door on this one for the Jags. Thorpe takes it, goes over left guard, and in, touchdown, the 1-yard run. And just like that, EEK has broken the 30-point barrier, and a point extra oncoming to make it a 35-6 lead.
You're on the sideline, Northern Cass learners. You should be sitting in your chairs.
That one is up and good, and the PAT makes it 35-6. 4:47 to go in this game. Northern Cass trailing EEK 35-6. We'll pause when we come back. Kickoff from the Northern Cass field. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
So when they needed us, the call is answered.
We need to get the right protection to as many people as we can.
We need to protect as many as we can.
We will.
We don't give up. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
35-6 our score here as Thorpe runs it in for the touchdown. His first touchdown run of the game. By my account, you've got Caruth, Carlson twice, Cromlick, and now Thorpe all scoring touchdowns for EEK. That's the four-headed monster of the Thunder, and those guys are extremely tough to stop in whatever they're able to do. It's tough enough to stop one of them. Trying to stop all four is nearly impossible, and EEK has been on a mission in this second half, scoring on every drive but one since we have hit the beginning of the last two quarters, as this kickoff is taken by Hoppy as he runs to the near side looking for a block, and he is going to run past the 50 and then is taken out of bounds up at the 41 of EEK. So a strong kickoff return for Northern Cass.
For the Jaguars at their own at the Thunder 43-yard line.
It'll be at the Thunder 40, I believe 4-yard line is where they will start from. So good quick return with 4:38 to go in this one on the Thunder side of the ball. Getting some new players into this one. Looks like Northern Cass has allowed their seniors to take a breather on the sideline. Their last home game, their high school career. There's one more game next week, but for Northern Cass, as the handoff goes over that left side, running with the ball, running nicely with the ball, cutting inside and then running over. The ball is out and picked up by EEK. So the run for Gavin Giffey, are they going to call him down? What? And they do. Boy, there really wasn't much of a signal there. So a gain of 24. So a strong run by Giffey. The freshman who's going to take the handoff again, run over that left side, and then is taken down by Thorpe up near the 15, so a gain of 5. And now we've got an EEK player down at the 15.
We have an injury timeout on the field.
And we'll pause as the EEK sideline checks on him with 3:58 to go in this game. Our score, EEK 35, Northern Cass 6. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Player for the Thunder has to be helped off to the sideline. Didn't catch a number on that one. And Northern Cass will set up with a 2nd and 5 with 3:58 to go. Clock running. Mitchell will take it. He'll hand it off over that right side. That one is Gage Hansen, who cuts it inside. Close to the 10-yard line. Gage, a senior for this Thunder team. It'll be a run of 4, and it'll be a 3rd down and 1 for Northern Cass. Northern Cass in this one will fall to 3 and 5 overall, 1 and 5 in Region 1 play, and a loss effectively eliminates them from playoff contention. Rachel takes it, hands it off to Giffey, who runs inside the 10, looking for the end zone. Gets that 1st down. Gain of 5 on the run and a 1st down and goal for Northern Cass. Subsequently, as we look around the Region 1 landscape, Oaks down 28-0 late in the 3rd, and that one they're most likely going to fall to 3 and 4 overall in Region 1 play. Pardon me, 3 and 4 overall in general. It's going to be a handoff over that left side, looking for the end zone. We're going to get a touchdown. That looked to be Trevor Lee getting the carry for the touchdown. About a 5-yard touchdown run there. And a 2-point conversion coming for Northern Cass. Brox Crockett takes it, runs to the right side, looking for room, looking for the 2-point conversion, and he gets in. So the 2-point conversion is good. And it makes it 35-14. EEK still up 21 with 2:41 to go. So back to the Region 1 standings as we look at it. So with the win, Kindred 52-13 over Thompson. Kindred moves to 6-0 in the region, 8-0 overall. Thompson will fall to 2-4 in region play. Meanwhile, Oaks, most likely on their way to a defeat, will fall to 3-3 in region play. Still a game up on Thompson. Northern Cass will fall to 1-5. Lisbon, meanwhile, does get the victory over Hillsborough Central Valley, so they are 2-4 and still within a shot of making the playoffs. Their playoff hopes are still alive. Hillsborough Central Valley moves to 0-6 in region play with the loss. It'll be next week, Hillsborough Central Valley versus Northern Cass. But that does set up an interesting standpoint where you've got Central Cass taking on EEK, a couple of teams that are now going to be 7-1 overall. They will be fighting for the 2nd and 3rd spot. We'll get the rest of those standings for, we'll get a rest of those games for Week 8 here in a moment. As the kickoff is getting set up. We'll have Oaks at Kindred next week, and Oaks we'll give you a little bit more insight to that after the kickoff here, as this one is on its way. It's going to be taken by Cromworth. Oh, as he goes near the sideline. He's got plenty of room in front of him and runs over a defender past the midfield stripe. Knocked out of bounds by Giffey. Up to the 46-yard line. Ukestead kind of thrown up his hands. I can about imagine why in this scenario, up 35-14. You got a senior returning kicks, up 21 points, while Northern Cass is throwing out some of their second-tier players, some of the backups to get some playing time, and you still have one of your studs returning kicks. Maybe why he is throwing up his arms. Curious as to, hey, I waved my white flag, so to speak. What are we doing here? Up 21. The offense for the Thunder that comes out, certainly those backups. It's going to be a handoff over that right side, looking for some nice cut inside. As the run looked to be 33 at Tate Mattern. A run of 8 yards on that play. And here you have your backups coming in. A lot of just arms around each other on the sidelines for Northern Cass, knowing that this is how she rolled for the season. Coach is heading down to the field. Thunder, big one next week, going up against Central Cass. I formation for the Thunder. It's going to be a pitch to that left side. It's Mattern again, looking for some room. He's got some first down inside the 30, inside the 25. Looks like he, he got to the 26-yard line. Strong run for him. So Thompson, Lisbon, Oaks versus Kindred. And with Lisbon getting the win, Thompson, Lisbon, and Oaks will all be fighting next week for that number 4 spot out of the region. EEK will just take a knee here with under a minute to go. Gonna milk this one away. Make sure to stay tuned in the postgame show for our Enbridge player of the game. We'll decide on that when we go to break, who is going to be that recipient. One more play to end this one from Northern Cass as the Thunder take the final snap, final knee, and the victory solidified for the Thunder. 35-14 our final. With the win, the Thunder move to 7-1 overall, 5-1 in Region 1 play, setting up a clash of a couple of the top teams in state next week as they travel to Central Cass to take on the Squirrels. The loss for Northern Cass drops them to 3-5 overall, 1-4 in Region 1 play, and effectively eliminates them from playoff contention. Oaks, Thompson, Lisbon still have a shot. Central Cass and EEK definitely will be playing for that 2 and 3 spot. Nobody can catch Kindred. Kindred again staying undefeated tonight with the victory, moves to 8-0 overall, 6-0 in region play. A big win for the Thunder though, as after getting blanked by the Vikings, they have come along very nicely with a couple of strong back-to-back wins over both Northern Cass and Lisbon, and a big win for them. We'll break. When we come back, we'll give out our Enbridge player of the game and get you caught up on some of those scores from around the state. 35-14 our final from Northern Cass. The Thunder are victorious over the Jaguars. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Hi, this is Jim. And along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we remain true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Dan Gooderson back with you here on the post-game show. 35-14 is our final as the Thunder take down the Jaguars in this Region 1 battle. For the Jaguars, they do have one more game against Hillsborough Central Valley next week, but this is a game they had to have. It hung in the balance for quite a while, a majority of that first half. Really, pardon me, could have gone either way, but the loss drops them to 1-5 in Region 1 play, and just the way the math works out, they have been effectively eliminated. That first half, if we go back to it, there was chances for Northern Cass. They moved the ball. They made some nice plays offensively. In fact, had an 82-yard touchdown pass, second offensive drive of the game. That came after EEK opened things up with a 19-yard touchdown run by Caruth. The touchdown for Northern Cass came from Reichel finding Metzger 82 yards out. It was 7-6 at that point. They had the ball. They were driving into EEK territory, but an interception by Brogan Young effectively ended that. Carlson would turn around, run at 33 yards out for a touchdown on the ensuing EEK drive. PAT was good. It was 14-6 at that point. Northern Cass had the ball deep in EEK territory. In fact, they were inside the 20, inside the 15 at the 13-yard line with 4 seconds to go. Had a shot at a touchdown, would have done a lot for them momentum-wise, potentially putting them back in this game. But Brogan Young, again, another interception for that young man. Northern Cass came out, had the ball to start the second half, down 14-6, couldn't do anything with it, and then EEK put on the Jets. 5-yard touchdown run by Crumlick to give them a 21-6 lead. Then a turnover on downs for Northern Cass was followed up by an EEK 10-yard touchdown run by Carlson, making it 28-6 in the third quarter at that point. You get to the fourth quarter, some turnover on downs. You had a Matthew Metzger interception really early on in that fourth quarter. However, Eli Klusman would come up with one on his own right, and then a 1-yard touchdown run by Lewis Thorpe closed the door permanently on Northern Cass. There was a touchdown run by number 33 for Northern Cass, Trevor Lee, late in that game. That's how we got to 35-14 on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. But again, the loss for Northern Cass, dropping them out of playoff contention for this season. The win, though, we got to celebrate EEK. It's been a big turnaround for this team this year. With the win, they now clinch no worse than a 3 seed and could potentially get up to a 2 seed with a win next week against Central Cass. Their lone loss came on September 27th to Kindred. Kindred has clinched that number 1 seed by virtue of beating the 2 teams below them in Central Cass and EEK. And it's a big one for the Thunder, who missed out on the playoffs last year, but now have an opportunity not only to get in, but to make some noise. And a little bit easier to do that if you're not traveling across the state. And the victory tonight gives them that step a little bit closer. They are in the toughest region when it comes to this state in Class A, but they are holding their own with that 35-14 victory tonight. Central Cass appears to be well on their way to a victory over Oaks, 34-8. We have Lisbon getting a win over Hillsborough Central Valley, 22-18 tonight, and a 52-13 win for Kindred over Thompson. What does that mean for the Region 1 standings? Well, Oaks, Thompson, Lisbon will be in a 3-way battle next week to see who can come out with that number 4 spot. You will have a head-to-head matchup with Thompson taking on Lisbon, and then Kindred will be playing host to Oaks. If Oaks loses, that would drop them to 3-4 overall. Lisbon right now sits at 2-4, while Thompson, with the defeat tonight, sits at 2-4 as well. But if you get a 3-4 victory there, you have the potential, if you're Thompson or Lisbon, to try and leapfrog Oaks. That's potential. That's potential. It depends on how the tiebreakers would go in that course, but there is still drama in all of Region 1. Before we get to what happened around the state of North Dakota and get you on your way tonight, we do have to name our Enbridge player of the game. And I'm a big defensive guy. There was a lot of offensive superlatives for EEK tonight. You could have given it to Carlson, Caruth. Crumlick had a really big return, and Thorpe had some moments as well. But I want to give this one to Brogan Young, our Enbridge Energy player of the game. He came up with some timely interceptions. Defensively, he stemmed the tide. Northern Cass had some drives going, a couple of drives in those first halves. They result in points. We may be not talking about a Thunder win tonight. And Brogan Young, the corner for this EEK team, coming up with some big plays on the defensive side of the ball. That sophomore doing some big things for his defense, and that is why we're naming him the Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge is energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Let's just take a quick look around the state and get you on your way. We appreciate you spending time with us tonight here on your live events broadcast of North Dakota high school football. We've gone through the main games when it comes to the Class A region. Langdon Enmore area, they end up getting a win 21-6 over Park River. Carrington was receiving votes. They get a win 35-14 over Rugby. Killdeer, the number 3 team in the state, they get a win 61-22 over Beulah. Don't see anything here with the Velvet Dragonamoose team, so going to assume they did not play, at least tonight from my scoreboard that I can see. Let's go all the way to Class 3A, the number 1 team in that state. Davies, they get a win 35-14, 50-6, a win for Cheyenne over Fargo North. Century, a winner over Williston, 49-13. Bismarck, a winner over Legacy, 34-26, and then Minot, dominant win over Mandan, 39-21. How about Class 2A? Some upsets potentially brewing. Wahpeton had a lead, but it's late in the fourth quarter, and they trail the number 1 team in Grand Forks Red River, 34-28. The number 3 team didn't even show up tonight in Horace. A 42-0 win for the Hawks, the number 2 team in Class 2A. A 2-overtime victory for Grand Forks Central over Fargo South. Fargo South has been in some barn burners so far this year, just still winless on the 2024 season. A tough one for the Bruins. Jamestown, the number 4 team, with a 21-6 win over St. Mary's. Valley City, 27-18 win over Watford City. Minot North, 34-7 over Dickinson. A look at the 9-man, Lemoore, a win over Sargent County, 53-0. Fourth quarter, Wyoming-Lidgerwood versus Hankinson. It is 32-27 with just under a minute and a half to go on that one. That's Wyoming-Lidgerwood with the lead, 32-27. Good one there. You've got New Rockford Cheyenne with a lead over Hatton Northwood. I should say a win. The number 1 team, New Rockford Cheyenne, with a win over Hatton Northwood, 61-8. North Border survives against Cavalier, 26-16. North Border just on the outskirts of those rankings. West Hope Newburgh Glenburg, 68-26 over Mulhall. That's the number 3 team in the state with a victory there. The big one in 9-man, Linton HMB versus Central McLean, the number 4 team, at 38-22 win over Central McCain. I imagine that North Border will start to creep into the top 5 with their victory and staying undefeated in all of Class 9-man. The playoffs, by the way, for Class 9-man get underway next Saturday on the 21st. So that's a huge end of the season for a lot of those teams as they move into the second part of the year. That's going to do it for us from Northern Cass, as the final again, EEK 35, the Jaguars 14. Appreciate y'all spending time with me tonight for this one. The Jaguars season, from a playoff perspective, effectively over. Senior night for those young men. Great effort for the Jaguars, just because the postseason is not an opportunity. One more game to at least remember, and not about the wins or the losses, about the memories made for those young men out on the field tonight. One, unfortunately, a score they'd like to forget for EEK. Bright future they've got next week against Central Cass. A big game for the Thunder. Appreciate Northern Cast and the hospitality. Thank you to all our sponsors for giving us this opportunity to bring you this game for your live event. I'm Dan Gunnarsson. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of your night.